All right. I am recording the audio of you and I. You and me.
Hello, hello.
Both of us. So those are the notes. I've had a hard time this week. Did you also see the image I posted above?
Yes.
That's what I referenced a long time ago. The oopsie whoopsie, we made a fucky wucky.
I kind of like the oopsie whoopsie one.
I hate them. All of these things I'm writing on my notes are not...
You have two F's in the word beef. There we go.
Wow. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
These notes are not all the things I'm going to talk about in the show. I'm just going to I have a collection of things I need to talk about. I started getting into tea, you know?
Oh, dude, I love tea.
Have you ever had a London fog?
Yes, you've recommended it to me.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that was my first time trying to get into tea, and then now since I have the means to make good steamed milk at home, I've been making London fogs. I'm trying to get more into tea in a more like sustainable way instead of just having spikes of just drinking tea in a week and then I go back to espresso and shit. Like I'm trying to mix tea into my life, so I'm not constantly just amped. You know.
I mean, tea has pretty good caffeine.
It has caffeine, but not like the fucking extra large family sized heart attack special.
That says hot cough extra large.
With that hot cough.
That's a good name for a strand of weed.
Holy shit, that's actually pretty good. There's a E40 song where he's like, seen someone in the street with his convertible off. What you smoking, my? And then he says that word. And then he's like, strawberry cough. And then he's like, he used to sell soft, but now it's software. And I love that part. He used to sell soft, but now it's software. Soft is slang for cocaine.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Because hard is crack. Because you cook cocaine and mix it with like baking soda and shit, and you get rocks out of it. That's crack. You get crack rocks. So soft is cocaine. The more you know.
The more you know.
I've learned so much about selling drugs from listening to rap music. I could probably start up a drug business if all this software stuff goes south. It'll be, he used to make software. Now we sell soft, you know?
Would you rather sell soft or hard? I feel like.
Isn't there laws where like crack, you get way more time in prison than you do cocaine?
I have no idea.
I don't know, man. The only history I know about crack is in Get Rich or Die Trying, the 50 Cent movie. The main boss dude just is like, we found this, or we check it out. We learned about this. They didn't say where they learned about it from. So all I'm saying is stay woke.
Why is 50 Cent involved in so many different forms of media?
He's a really smart businessman, and he's good at what he does. He knows how to market. He knows how to be entertaining.
Is his real name 50 Cent?
Mm-hmm. When he was born, they were like, you know, we're gonna name you after change.
I didn't mean that.
You're gonna change my life, so we're gonna name you after change.
I didn't mean that would. I meant like he changed his name legally to 50 Cent.
Oh, his name's Curtis Jackson.
Oh, okay, that's way less cool. I understand now why he named himself 50 Cent. Curtis Jackson is just so vanilla.
Yeah, I mean, real names work if you're trying to do a certain type of music, but you need a persona to be 50 Cent. You know.
I got you.
You couldn't talk about blowing your brains out as Curtis Jackson. But like Gunna, I don't know if you know who Gunna is. His real name is Sergio Kitchens. That's a great fucking name for a rapper. Because Kitchens, talk about cooking drugs in kitchens and shit. Sergio Kitchens. That's a great name.
Yeah, that's an insane name.
It sounds like a fake name.
It does. Yes.
It's his real name. It's his real name.
How do you get the name Sergio Kitchens and then you rename yourself Gunna?
Yeah, his rap name is Big Trash. I don't really like it at all.
He could literally just call himself Kitchens or Sergio or even SK, all right? Oh my God.
SK is like very 2005, you know?
What?
Yo, it's SK. I don't know. It's just like 2-letter name that doesn't sound like a thing that a rapper in the late 20 teens / early 2020s would go by. You would need a rebrand.
I see.
SK is too like, sounds like you would have a song on Dance Dance Revolution. You know what I mean? About tearing up the club, but it's a techno remix.
You mean a Nightcore remix with anime girls everywhere?
Of course, you got to have the anime girls.
Yeah.
Are we listening to songs? Speaking of songs?
Yeah. Let's do songs.
Oh, God. So you have to listen to
Givenchy and...
my actual song of the week was Runnin' by 21 Savage. That song was fine, but you had to listen to it because it was my song. But
okay.
You have to listen.
I'm listening to both, honestly.
And then freaking, what was your song?
Bon Voyage by
You Are.
Yua.
All right. Let me listen to yours first. Sometimes words sound like English. And they're just like, you're not speaking English, but
I think sometimes she is speaking English.
Confusing.
I don't think Korean has every word in it,
Yeah.
so they have to like just use loner words.
That's so weird though. Like make a word. Fucking any word.
I mean, English does it all the time.
Like what?
Schadenfreude, kindergarten, rucksack.
Fuck you. But that's basically the song. Anyway, it's a very old song.
What an 80s experience.
Yeah, right. I wish I had the confidence or dancing ability of any of the people in that room. Any of them.
At least a lot of them are going to be on Blow, dude, for sure.
His name is Curtis Blow. That's funny.
Oh. Maybe that's how he got his name.
You got primed. Yeah. It's like, well, a lot of people do cocaine to my music.
Such an 80s experience, what I just saw.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, that's that. And then I'm going to close out Discord. Yeah, we'll talk about the songs later. It is kind of weird not talking about them right now. So one thing is that have you been getting like a lot of texts and stuff and calls from like polling places and stuff like that? I don't know how the fuck they got my info, but I've been getting probably 4 to 5 a week texts about who I'm voting for and how I registered and early voting and whatever. And so I've been getting a few where they call me Jose.
Oh, no.
And it's like offensive.
Yeah.
Because they just reading my legal name and saying that because my last name
Garcia
is Mexican sounding that I go by Jose.
I'm waiting for a mail-in ballot, but no, I haven't gotten anything.
Yeah, I can't vote this year.
What?
Yeah, I can't vote because and I moved here.
Yeah.
I don't live in Seattle, so I can't do an absentee ballot or whatever there. Yeah. But I don't have an ID here, so I can't register to vote.
Oh, brother.
And so I called them several times trying to get an appointment because at the DMV you can't just walk in at the moment. So I have my appointment was for the 27th. That's well after the voting or the registration deadline. So I can't vote.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Big trash.
Dude, hold on. Them's the breaks. That's unfortunate. I didn't even think about that.
Vote yes on 207 for me.
What's 207?
Legal weed.
Hell yeah, brother. I'm just going to go down the list and vote yes on everything.
Fuck it.
How it goes.
I saw a bunch of yes on 207 signs, but I hadn't seen many negatives. Because it was up for vote in 2016 here and it barely lost.
I think it's been on the ballot every major election and even some of the like midterm elections.
I didn't know that. I know that the last one that I remember was 2016. But I saw one sign and it was no on 207. No to impaired driving. It's like the law doesn't tell you you have
changing.
Yeah, like
you still can't drive under the influence. That's why they changed it to DUI, driving under the influence,
instead of driving while intoxicated or whatever.
Yeah, because that's what it used to be.
I thought there were two separate things.
No, well, they might have been two separate things originally, but you won't see DWI anywhere in MVD's material. You only see DUI now.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Well,
that's according to my mother. I have no idea. It's not like I read up on DMV's reading material.
Yeah, well, I don't know whatever, any of that stuff either, but I just think by the logic of you could drive intoxicated while high, therefore you can't make weed legal. That logic extends to anything that alters your state of mind. So alcohol, prescription drugs, anything.
Coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I can drive for hours after this. I'm getting booted up on the fiend, you know?
On that calf.
Yeah, I'm a fiend for the fiend. I'm a calf fiend. You see?
Oh.
I actually like that one, a calf fiend. It's just, I don't know, man. Fucking Reddit is terrible.
Yeah.
Internet's
My
terrible.
favorite changes to Reddit on mobile now is if you're not signed in, you can only read like what it gives you. If you try to hit more, it's like, do you want to sign up? I'm always like, oh, this is a good indicator. I need to.
It's keeping you off.
Yeah.
But it's really their way of saying we're trying to suck you in.
Yeah, but at this point I'm like the opposite. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Or you could do the middle real solution, which is go to the URL bar and put old in front of reddit.com.
Yeah, the reason I don't do that is because I'm lazy, but also I like that change. I like that change is helpful to me. It curbs my addiction. Just really what it is at this point. It has to be.
Yeah. Well, I had it blocked on my thing, and then there was one point because I like the coronavirus Arizona Reddit because they do like statistic things
really?
every day where they do breakdown whatever. So I like reading that stuff, and a lot of the time it's just people crazies again. So like you'll get the official data from the Department of Health Services, whatever, and it's like this is how many cases, this is how many tests, this is how many deaths, this is how many whatever hospitalizations, whatever. People in the comments are just like, I don't fucking trust it, bro. Like, have you been outside lately, bro? Everybody's coughing. It's like, you're crazy. So, like, even within the kind of more niche things that have more of a goal, there's still the weirdos out there. So, when I had to go to the coronavirus subreddit to, like, look, I didn't have to, but I went to go look, it was blocked. So, I unblocked Reddit, and then I went back to fucking Reddit.
Yeah,
so, I have to block it again.
There we go.
Because Reddit is truly bad.
You know...
Go ahead.
What's kind of fun about it though is that you can find like really niche hobbies on Reddit, and I really like that. I love finding like a hobby subreddit where everyone just is like talking about their hobby. Like the surfing subreddit's very fun.
Yeah.
I actually use that subreddit for sunblock recommendations.
Okay, that's a very specific thing. Like that makes sense because if you're trying to find a specific answer to I just spit everywhere. A specific answer to a specific question. You can just Google your thing and then Reddit and find people who are very specific into this thing and see what they talk about it or whatever. But just browsing Reddit is
you'll never find any of the like niche like activities or like hobby subreddits. You'll find like funny or politics or world news.
Or you just hit random until you find something. I mean, that's
is the other world. It's world news without U.S. politics in it, I guess.
Is that still the?
Yeah, it's still going on.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's more...
I mean, I don't know. I don't go on that subreddit, but that's the last I've heard.
It's more valuable discourse than was there before. I love that.
No, I don't know. It's interesting sometimes, but I like I said, I like the really niche ones. I like the surfing one because they were like, yeah, by the way, like you can get skin cancer on your lips if you don't put sunblock on those. So make sure you put on sunblock on those. And they recommended a sunblock, and I was like, all right, well, if it's good enough for surfers, it's probably good enough for me. It works.
If it's good enough for surfers.
I mean, surfers are out there in the ocean in the sun for like hours at a time, and I'm out in the desert in the sun all the time walking. So I feel like it's pretty similar.
I could just see you on a commercial. You're like standing out in a dirt field. You're just like, if it's good enough for surfers, it's good enough for me.
It's good enough for me.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is, like I think young people can just find a subreddit for their interests. I was waiting for my grandmother outside of a hospital. Nothing serious, but I was well away from the other people. We were waiting out front, and this elderly gentleman saw another elderly gentleman with a walker. And the guy was like, "Hey man, that's a really sick walker. Where did you get it?" And the guy at the walker was like, "I made this. They have kits online." So I actually think that there's a tricked out walker community out there that I am not a part of. And I kind of want to be, because they got really into it for like 45 minutes about like all the different things that this guy did. Because he didn't just buy the kit. He also made modifications to the kit.
Did it for your outside perspective, did it look cool as a walker?
I couldn't see the walker. There was a pillar in the way. I was literally just hearing this conversation. I didn't want to be the like young whippersnapper like posting that around the corner like, "Whoa, what walker are you talking about?" I was just like, I'll let them enjoy their business.
That's kind of awesome, though. I feel like the people who are into mechanical keyboards, like making their own and stuff like that, will progress to building their own.
Build their own walker.
Yeah. I could see that path for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think that there was a build your own walker community because I felt like, I actually never thought about where they get walkers from. It kind of makes sense that there's a build your own walker community.
Yeah, man. Who makes the walkers, Who watches the Walkmen?
I don't know. I like niche interests, I think.
Yeah.
Because I have niche interests, I think.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they ever get popular on Reddit, they will become Reddit.
Yeah.
Which is that, like...
Well, that's why you pick hobbies that'll never become like Reddit. You pick activities that are like physically demanding. Redditors don't like those. You're like, what do you like? I like rock climbing. Like, oh, okay, like hiking. All right, well, that's,
Yeah. Some
Redditors do that. Rock climbing, like less so. And then you're like, oh, what else do you like surfing? Like, what I look like. Like, I like to go outside and sit in the sun on a board all day.
Surfing is also pretty niche just because of what it is. Like, you can't surf most places.
That is true.
Yeah. You have to live near water.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we don't.
That's true. I was doing personality tests or just like random tests online. I don't know, man. Listen.
You was doing a Facebook quiz. I wanted to find out what couch type I was.
No. It was like, there's a subreddit called If I Like Blank or If You Like Blank. Okay. And basically you like say like I like this, what else would I like? Mm-hmm. And so somebody put in like if I like the like INFJ IQ whatever, like that one. Mm-hmm. IQ isn't part of that one, sorry. But like INTP, the INFJ, like INTP one, they were like if I like that, what other surveys would I like? And somebody linked this website which is like, because that actually has like no bearing on anything like medically or scientifically. It's never proven anything. Mm-hmm. But I guess there are actual like proven scientific studies. So I was doing some of those quizzes and one of them was like trying to figure out if you're a risky person, if you like risk behavior. Mm-hmm. And I actually said I'm not into high risk behavior, which I thought was interesting.
What kind of questions were it?
One of the questions was, would you ever take up kite surfing? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, would you ever take up... And then I think a lot of the other ones were like, would you go to a large gathering with people you don't know? And I was like, no.
I wonder what kind of risk they're talking about there.
Yeah, that was the thing. Because the other thing, too, is like, I don't think that there is a definitive answer to that. Because I do think I do like risk-taking behavior, but on my own terms.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to go out to, like, a club that I don't know anyone at alone and try to, like, make friends. Yeah. That's not my thing. But I will hike miles into the desert alone and then come back.
Yeah. Well, like, everything you do every day is risky. Like, leaving the house is some sort of form of risk all the time. Like, me turning left on a green and I can't see what the fucking cars are,
Oh, that's true. People die driving all the time. I think that's like real risky behavior. Yeah. On some level, I understand why it took some of our friends forever to learn to drive or to like start to drive. Yeah. On the other hand, it's like there's some real utility there.
Living here, there's utility. If you live in like Seattle or New York or something, you don't need to drive.
I think there is still utility in being able to drive. No.
Utility, yes, but it's not a necessity like it is here. If you need to go to the grocery store, you need to drive here because you don't live anywhere fucking close to a grocery store.
It's true.
If you live in like a small or like a big city, it's all condensed and whatever. You can walk places. You can take a bus places. It's all easy. Yeah. Yeah.
That might be true.
But
I've never lived in another city, so.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you. No, but there are definitely people. Like I have a friend who used to live in Seattle, and when he moved here, he was like, "Why do we even have a car?" He's like, "I don't need a car, or whatever." I was like, "Okay." Then he's like, "Hey, I need a ride to work every day," so we carpooled because I had a car.
Yeah. He was like, "You don't need a car every day," and then the early summer / late fall of 97 degrees, and you're just like, yeah. You need air conditioning, or literally everything you get will melt, including the vegetables.
Yeah, seriously. And just being on a bike, touching the hot metal, and just being on hot metal in the sun, and there's no protection. Yeah.
Sunblock
on your lips too. Very important.
Yeah. They actually make I didn't know this before the surfing subreddit, but they actually make like a bar thing that you're supposed to like a bar of sunblock that you like rub on your face. Mm-hmm. I don't use that, but I heard it's very good for surfers who wear wetsuits.
So is it waterproof? Water resistant?
Sunblock in general is water resistant.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, most higher quality ones will be.
I was gonna say, I think I've sweat off some sunblock in my day.
Yeah, so sunblock lasts about 80 minutes. This is a sunblock I have. So if you read the directions on it, it tells you how often you're supposed to reapply it. So mine is I'm supposed to reapply it after 80 minutes of either being in the water or doing physical activity and sweating, basically. So that means I need to apply sunblock between 2 or 3 times a day, depending on what time of year it is.
I just hate sunblock and the way it smells, so I don't use it.
I also hate sunblock in the way it smells, but it's too hot.
It's too hot.
It's too hot. It's too hot. It's too hot, and it's like something that's not even hot. The sun here is just intense, and it hurts. It stings, and I don't like that.
Even now, in almost the middle of October, and it's still high 90s every day.
Not out here, man. It's 85 today is the high.
I'm gonna check because I don't believe you.
That's 87 right now, so that's definitely wrong. The high was supposed to be 85 today.
The high in Tucson is 97. The high in Oro Valley here says 93.
That's interesting. Today was actually supposed to be quite nice. Apparently, that's not the case.
I've been getting teased by this whole thing because the forecast is like, oh yeah, tomorrow's the last day.
Yeah, tomorrow's the last day of it being in the 90s. Then it's like, yeah, maybe next week tomorrow. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think we're out of the 90s till November.
No, don't say that.
That happens every fucking year. You live here. You know this.
No, Halloween is cold.
No, it's not.
At night it is.
Okay, but like the day?
The day is like regular October, but that night is almost always like chilly.
Yeah, in the mornings, if you wake up before 8 or whatever and you go outside, it's in the 60s. It's very nice. And then a few hours later, you're toasty. Because that's how it is here.
Literally, I'll start my walk at 7, and at 8, it's like, being outside is trash.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a real shocker moving back and just being like, fuck, I used to live like this.
Yeah, you used to live like a ground mole thing where you're like underground during the day, and then at night you pop your head out like, is it time?
I never left the house. I never leave the house still.
Hence the color difference.
What are you talking about?
Literally, I'm darker than you, or the sun doesn't reach.
You're a brown person. I don't know if you're gonna be darker than me.
I mean, where the sun doesn't get to, and where the sun does get to on you, I'm still darker. You literally don't see this. Although I will say that you're less pale than when you got here from Seattle.
I would hope
when you got here from Seattle, my boy, Milan, you were as white as those curtains.
I am a white-skinned man. I don't know how else to.
You were pale.
Looking like Elmer's glue when I came back.
Did you ever see I don't know if it was a Vine originally or not, but it was in a Vine compilation. It was like this news anchor, and she doesn't realize that she's on air, and she just goes like, I'm so pale. And they're like codes like, hey, we're on air. She's like, oh, and then she switches into her like accent and everything for doing the news.
I don't think I've seen that.
I'll find it.
I'm so pale.
Yeah. I also found what I think is going to be, since my brother doesn't listen to this podcast regularly, I think it's the perfect present for him. There's a Vine, limited edition Vine fanny pack that you can buy online.
What is a Vine fanny pack?
It's just a gray fanny pack that has the Vine, like it has Vine written on it in like the Vine font.
Is that legit? Because I don't think Vine exists anymore.
No. They don't make them anymore. They made them for a short period of time, but then like that's gone now. So it's in circulation. Like you can buy it like secondhand.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to try to buy him one.
That's a very niche, late 20-teens era gift. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've spent months now trying to figure out what I'm supposed to buy everyone for their birthdays, because I still haven't gotten you a birthday present.
I don't even think about that.
I have to figure something out for you still. My one friend who's used to have like a bunch of Pokemon hats. He lost or misplaced all of them, so I bought him Pokemon hats and I need to give it to him. JC is very hard to buy presents for because he doesn't seem to like anything. I got him something that I know he'll objectively dislike.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give it to him anyway.
Yeah.
I got him socks without toes. I got him toe socks without toes. They're called toeless toe socks.
He'd hate that.
You know, like fingerless gloves, like stop here. The toe socks stop about there. So I'm gonna give him those. They're actually meant for yoga, but I think it's just so funny.
Oh, I thought they were like a gag gift. I didn't
No,
know
people use them for yoga.
Interesting.
Yeah, not that I do yoga or use those, but yeah, I think he'll really dislike them.
If you went to the yoga footwear subreddit again.
I'm sure there is one
Probably.
for that, but no, I was watching Jenna Marbles on YouTube.
Yeah.
And she had there's like a really short thing where they were talking and they panned down to the dog and she was wearing those socks and I was like, that's perfect for JC.
Give him more useless garbage he'll hate. I got him a gift like a long time ago, but I haven't really seen him since, the world ended. So I'm waiting on it, but his birthday was months ago at this point. So
I know.
I just have to give it to him at some point.
It's so hard thinking of presents for people for me because I like stuff, but then I don't buy it for myself. And I do that to other people too. I'm like, I know that they like this and I'm just not going to buy it for them for some reason. Like I knew my friend was really into Pokemon hats, but it didn't occur to me until we had like a random sidebar conversation. He was like, yeah, I don't know, man. All my hats are missing. And I was like, That was the thing. I'm waiting for you to tell me like my record player is broken, and then I'll be like, I got you, fam.
No, I'm cautious about that stuff because I don't like when people buy me things. I don't like gifts. I would rather just like. I think I've said this before, but if I could choose to not give or receive gifts for gift giving holidays anymore, I would just full on stop.
It worked out well for me.
It's a technicality on your side that you don't do that whole thing. I mean, like, if my family was willingly like on Christmas, we don't do gifts anymore.
Yeah,
we just all hang out. That would be great. Or like on birthdays, we just go to dinner. We don't need gifts because I hate gifts.
Yeah,
stress me out.
I like getting gifts. I like giving gifts, but I don't like being there when the person unboxes their gift. It gets me real nervous. Like, what if they hate it?
Yeah. Being on the other end of that sucks too. We were just like, socks.
Jesus would be so mad.
Yeah, it's really tough. Because then I always overshoot it. I'm just like, thank you so much for this Kmart t-shirt.
I genuinely never know how I'm supposed to react. Even when I am stoked for something, I feel like I'm faking it. Like the 1 year that you bought me John Wick and the Iliad and a candle that I keep.
I think those were different years. I don't think.
No, I think those were all 1 year.
I don't think I'd blow the gift load like that because it's hard to come by them.
I think you definitely combined some of those. I think at least two of those were together.
Maybe.
But I was genuinely happy to get all of that, and I don't know if I showed you that like genuinely or not, but I feel so uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, I would rather just be like, okay, if I'm going to give you a
box,
gift,
figure it out later.
Yeah, I'm going to walk over there. I'll come back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, you'd think Christmas is like the ideal holiday for me because you're like, ooh, Santa did it, and then you go home.
Santa did it.
I don't know how Christmas works.
No, that's basically it. Yeah.
When you do Christmas, or when you did Christmas with your mom, did you guys sit together and unbox together?
Yeah, we do. We still do this every year. We do turns.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
This is my uncomfortable zone.
But it's fine because that's my mom. So like she knows what I like, and I'm like, I don't feel the weird tension of like I have to make them know that I like this because it's just naturally it happens whatever with my mom. But when it's like, say I have like a distant cousin who gives me a fucking Best Buy gift card, I can't be hyped about that. But I open it up and I'm just like, and you're acting the whole time, and it's like you're just on. You have to pretend.
Yeah, to me, I think it'd be better if you guys just like, or if like they were just set out in like piles, like these are Joseph's, and everyone just opens their gifts, their backs facing each other, and you're just like, cool, we're done here. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I'm very uncomfortable around certain things, and that's one of them.
I'm just very uncomfortable.
One of those personality test thingies that I took, it was like, where are you on the autism spectrum? And I guess it's like an actual like quiz you can take, and it'll tell you like, hey, these are like maybe signs that you might be a little autistic. I was like rated incredibly high on discomfort with eye contact. Yeah. It was like, how comfortable are you with eye contact? I was like, not at all. They're like, do you make eye contact when talking to strangers? I was like, no. They're like, do you make eye contact when you're talking to your friends? I was like, no. Like, do you make eye contact when you're talking to your parents? And I was like, no. I don't make eye contact with anyone. I think I don't even make eye contact. One of the questions was legitimately, when you're watching a movie, do you make eye contact with the actors? And I was like, no, I don't.
That's weird. Why would you do that?
It is weird, right? But no, apparently some people do that.
What if there's more than one actor on screen?
I don't know. Maybe you switch between the actors.
What? You just constantly
I guess. I don't know. I don't even really like making eye contact with my dog.
Yeah, it is uncomfortable. She has this stare. She kind of looks into your soul when she does it.
That's just you, I think.
She just doesn't like me.
She likes you. It's when you show up, she gets weird about it. I don't know why.
She doesn't like me.
No, she likes you. Because she's napping right now. That means she likes you, right? She would not be napping if she didn't like you.
Is she getting chubbier?
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Is she though?
I don't know if she is or isn't, and I'm trying really hard to not panic and like I don't want her to get chubby.
You know she doesn't know English, right?
I know. I don't think she's getting chubby. I think when she lays down, it looks like she's chubby. But when she's standing up, she's definitely got that like dog body shape where it's like big, broad chest, like ultra narrow, like slim waist. Like I don't know how to describe it, but she's got the dog bod.
The dog bod?
Yeah, she's got that dog bod when she's chilling. Yeah. But when she does lay down, I do think she's a little chunky. But I can't. It's not like anything for me to grab. Like she only really has hairs. Like if I went to like pinch, so you know, like people like who like pinch themselves, be like, I got some chunk to me. Yeah, I can't do that with my dog because she doesn't really have any. The thing too is that she's not fully recovered from having puppies yet. So like she's still got a little dangle going on. Then we're still waiting for her to lose.
Little dangle.
That's
pretty good.
I don't know what the technical term is, so I don't think it's distended because that's not healthy. So I don't know what actually like the terminology is.
If you ever start your rap career, can you go by Little Dangle?
Little Dangle.
Little Dangle.
Little Dangle.
I can see it. Papa Bean and Little Dangle. Hot collabo.
I liked what was my name?
Hyperwave.
Yeah, the Hyperwave.
Yeah.
I like that name still. Hyperwave.
That's very like 1986.
Yeah. Speaking of very 1986, ready to hop into this podcast?
Yeah, I just want to say, well, I watched a documentary. I don't want to talk about some actual show. I watched a documentary on Netflix called The Social Dilemma.
Okay.
Fucking sucks. I saw a bunch of stuff about it, about like, oh, it's so revolutionary. It shows you about how Facebook and Instagram are like made to manipulate you and like change your behavior for profits. It's like, yes.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
I think some people just don't know how companies make money or care necessarily, and then it's just like only when a documentary like that comes out that they realize like, oh, they're using me. I think it's like the Blackfish documentary where it was like, yeah, they don't treat their whales well. I think anybody looking in should be like, this isn't really what the whales probably like, what these dolphins really want. But the documentary, I think, like really kind of like ran it home. Yeah, like completed the home run.
Yeah,
for
it's
people.
Like, boycott SeaWorld. These whales don't want to live here. It's like, no shit.
Most of them didn't have a choice. Fun fact: they don't like it.
Yeah, and then they even have dramatizations. It's like the Social Dilemma follows this fake family of 4. And it's a dad, mom, and daughter and son. And they like go to high school, and it's like this way overacted drama. You should watch it. It's trash. It's so dumb. And in the end, and it's all these people, like ex head of product at Facebook or whatever, head of monetization at Facebook, the person at Twitter or person at Pinterest. All these people are millionaires off of building this. They then go to Netflix and profit off of telling you how bad it is. They've made their money. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
If you really cared, you would have done this before you made your money. Yeah. And then you're just telling people.
Or put their money towards like charity to help people recover from basically like addiction or bullying.
It's not even that. It's like their whole thing is that humans are bad. If you give humans this tool that is Facebook, that is whatever, humans will put fake information and humans will believe fake information. Humans will get into a bubble where they believe fake things. Flat earthers are an example.
What do you mean fake information? The flat earthers.
and way more dangerous things to believe in than that. But that's true. People are the problem. Facebook is not the problem. People using Facebook the wrong way are the problem.
I don't know. I think people are at their core good. And I think that there's some garbage folk out there who maybe need some help and are bad because of it. And I think that that's kind of what it comes down to. I don't think naturally any person is like, you know what I need to do? I need to tell other people that the world's flat. Because it's I think like those people probably need some help, I guess.
They might, but it's hard to know. It's hard to know why they do that. And there's a lot of people that do that. They like to just feed off of.
Yeah, no, I think that there should be more studies into that. And then we should find those people and then just hand them off to some really smart people and be like, you figure out what's wrong with this person and then we'll make changes so that no longer happens.
I don't know.
I would love if that was the actual solution instead of it being like this weird thing of like either you are like constantly on the lookout for it or you fall into the trap accidentally.
I don't know. I don't know if you could science out the bad people from people because people are just people. People have tendencies, I think, to just do bad things. Not that all people do bad things. Mm-hmm. You have tendencies. I have tendencies to be like, I'm going to go fucking punch that guy in the face because he looked at me wrong. Mm-hmm. You don't say things, you don't whatever, because there's a thing saying don't do that. But the thing in you is there saying do it.
Yeah.
But you don't. Some people do. You can't
well, that's like
figure that out.
Control, isn't it?
I don't know.
Listen, I have no knowledge at all on mental health or mental health issues. I feel like, though, is that people out there spreading misinformation purposefully probably do need some mental help, though. Some mental health help.
Yeah, but
would be my guess.
You won't fix them. You can't weed out everybody and fix everybody and fix society at its root like that.
I think in like an ideal world you could.
We don't live in an ideal world.
Well, yeah, but I can hope. But I don't know. I think that people are naturally good to one another because if we weren't, we wouldn't have been able to beat the dinosaurs.
All right.
No, I mean like not the dinosaurs necessarily, but like legitimately, like I don't see a world where people are mean to each other and still are the most successful animal of all time.
That's how they become successful. Like
they're good to one another.
No,
or like are weak. We have to care for them. Are strong must care for the weak. Like I don't know. I think all that stuff kind of plays into it. Like people are naturally good at interacting with each other on some level if survival's on the line. I think people kind of veer away from that because they're not putting themselves out there enough.
But we live in a world where your survival isn't really a question. Like we're very spoiled as a people and we kind of just live in this thing where
more people need to be like me. They need to go out there and risk their lives for entertainment, and then they need to come back and be like, people are naturally good because people out there will help you if you get hurt.
The most successful people in our society have probably done it by taking advantage of other people in situations.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
By that logic, the best, most moral person in the world would be most like successful, but that's not true.
Well, it depends on what you measure success on. If you're measuring it on who has the most sick Skrilla, then probably some crazy psychopath person who's like, I need more money, like a literal dragon hoarding their wealth, like coins, yes, a swimming pool full of gold. Like, those people do exist, but
money buys you things in this world.
Yeah,
being nice
like,
does not.
I think that is true, but being, I don't know. I don't know, man.
All I'm saying is watch The Social Dilemma.
I'm a dumbass.
Meet same.
I'll watch A Social Dilemma.
Social
I think
Dilemma.
I'll have a similar thing with you. I'd be like, this is stupid. I need to watch this to get it. But I don't know. I kind of disagree with you. I do think genuinely that people are good people. I think people are good. They want to be good, and either something gets in the way, or some weirdness happened to them when they were younger, or some weirdness is going on with them right now, and they either can't or don't know how.
Nah, man, I'm on that John Locke wave. Tabula rasa. No one is anything. They're all their environment.
Was John Locke tabula rasa?
I think so.
I don't think John Locke was tabula rasa. John Locke was checks and balances.
John
Locke was the Leviathan, homie. Oh, maybe you're right.
This guy says he knows things.
Oh, the theory that individuals are born without built-in
is attributed mostly to John Locke's expression of the idea and essay concerning human blah 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 blah.
Wow, damn, good job, bud. Nice. That's impressive.
I don't even read books.
You just read the Wikipedia
but
article.
I know what's in them.
Hey, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about stuff now.